So you just got back from the backcountry with what you thought was some of the best footage you've ever shot. And almost all of it was completely unusable. Shaky, blurry, ruined. So I went out and tested every realistic way to stabilize a camera in the backcountry and rank them from worst to best. Because out there, you don't have a film crew. You don't have a truck full of gear. Whatever you can carry on your back is what you get. So I scored every method based on 3 things: weight, convenience, and performance. And one of the best is also one of the cheapest. But I'm not giving that away just yet. Let's start with the one that everyone thinks is the best, the gimbal. And to be fair, performance-wise, it's incredible. It gives you that perfectly smooth, floating look. But in the backcountry, kind of falls apart. It's heavy, you need batteries, it takes a lot of time to balance, and half the time, it's just sitting in your bag, because it's just simply too much effort. So it does produce amazing footage, but only if you're actually willing to carry it all day. Performance, this one's a 9 out of 10. For the weight, I'll give it a 2 out of 10. And convenience, also a 2 out of 10. Unless having an incredibly smooth shot is the number one priority, I would probably skip the gimbal on the backcountry trips. Next up, the tripod. No, this one's not exciting, but it is probably the most reliable tool you can bring. Locked off shots, landscapes, time lapses, this is where your footage actually starts to feel cinematic. The downside is it's pretty bulky, and you feel every extra ounce when you're out hiking. But unlike the gimbal, you'll actually use it. Performance, 8 out of 10. Weight, this is kind of variable. Give it 5 to 6. And convenience, 6 out of 10. It's not perfect, but it's extremely dependable. And this is usually the tool that I'm bringing with me into the backcountry. This might be the most surprising on the list. Just your camera strap. Pull it tightly against your neck or your shoulder. Instantly stabilizes your shot. You create tension, which removes a ton of the micro shakes. There's no setup, no extra gear, and it's always there. It's not going to get you the most buttery smooth shots, but for something that weighs nothing, it is going to help an insane amount. Performance, 6 out of 10. Weight, 10 out of 10. Convenience, 10 out of 10. If you don't want to add any extra weight, this one's probably the one to go with. Shooting through the viewfinder is another underrated trick. It adds a third point of contact, your hands and your face, which makes your shots noticeably more stable. It's not always the most cinematic way to shoot, but when things are happening fast, you don't have time to set up. It can definitely save the shot. Performance, 5 out of 10. Weight, 10 out of 10. Convenience, 10 out of 10. This one's not all that flashy, but it's super practical and super quick. The monopod might be the best balance of everything. It's substantially lighter than a tripod, but gives you a huge stability boost over handheld. And the best part is it's also super easy to pack up and move with. It feels way more natural for following the action while keeping those shots nice and stable. Performance, 8 out of 10. Weight, 7 out of 10. Convenience, 7 out of 10. If you're only going by one fairly cheap dedicated tool, this is a strong contender. Something you may not always think about when you're out in the backcountry is use your surroundings. You probably have a camera bag with you. Put the camera bag down, rest the camera on top of the bag, and get that shot. There's probably lots of rocks around you. You can just set down the camera on a rock, get a super stable shot. Of course, it's going to be way easier to pick how you set up your camera with an actual tripod, but in a pinch, just use your surroundings and get the shot. Performance, I'll give this one a 6 out of 10. Weight, 10 out of 10. Convenience, 12 out of 10. Because there's nothing more convenient than using what's around you. At the end of the day, the best stabilization setup isn't the most advanced one. It's the one that you're actually going to carry and the one that you're actually going to use. Because out there, you don't get second chances at moments. Shaky footage is just sometimes completely unusable. It's not about what you have, but it is about how you use it. Smooth footage doesn't come from gear. It comes from how you use what you've got.